Hey. All righty, there we go. All right, good dawning and welcome to another fantabulous episode of Good Dawning with me, Mr. Floyd here. Welcome. All right, we'll see who piles in here. Give it a few minutes. See what's what. But yeah, welcome, guys. 3. Millie, PG, and Hershey. All right. Lakeside. Good dawning. All right. Millie, how are you holding up? We're doing big things. I bet you guys are. Good dawning, Victor. Thank you for another awesome truth wave there. Garnet, Felicia, welcome. Grateful to see everybody here. Chloe, squishies. Hey, Chloe and I will be doing a live on Saturday. So Saturday Good Dawning with Chloe. So yeah, we will get that set up and we'll see Chloe live. So awesome stuff. Alrighty. Any good dawning. Always need a book. I always forget. We're doing ISIS. You need the book. But yes. Alrighty, folks. Welcome to Thor's Day. And yeah, how is your day? It's Thor's Day. All right, let's see what we get from Goddess Isis this dawning. Hopefully everybody's having a good dawning as we work to shift, make bigger shifts in our universe and not doing what we used to do. Dumping the shadow, recognizing the shadow, right? So once you come out of trauma, what's left? Well, figuring out who you are, right? And so that being the case, Tina, good dawning. And again, thank you so much, Tina. Super appreciated for your donation. Thank you. Really grateful. All right, so let's see what we get from Goddess Isis here. We're going to cut the cards here. Better than cutting the mustard, right? And let's see what we get. All right, actually, here we go. All right. The Brother in Darkness from Goddess Isis here. So let's see what we have here. We'll find it under the T's, I would imagine. The Dark. So we got to go backwards here. All right, The Brother in Darkness. That was easy. All right, sometimes it's hard to find. All right, so there we go. The Brother in Darkness. Of course, do not disturb. All right, so the Brother in Darkness, overcoming negative energies with feminine power. There we go. Whether negative energy is present, it is a sign that we are ready to move deeply into a feminine power. The Brother in Darkness indicates that there is negative energy, either within you or outside of you, but directed towards you, that is providing you with spiritual tests, beloved initiate. You shall overcome this energy with grace and triumph. Stay in your heart. There is no need to be afraid. So there's obviously something, what's going on in the darkness in your universe there, the brothers in darkness, and what's directing you to, what's your spiritual test there? And we're all the beloved initiates, right? We're all initiating ourselves. All 27 of us here are initiate. Wow. Okay, say that again. So we're all initiating ourselves, right? We are our own test. And the question is, where is the darkness that you're not seeing? What is it you're still? And it keeps, Mother Isis keeps coming up and saying, what is it you are not doing is the question. And are you doing the same thing? Are you just spinning wheels? Is the day turn tomorrow, turn the next day, and you haven't done anything different, right? That's what we're talking about here. And Isis is asking you to see that, be the brother in your own self, right? See your own divine feminine and be the brother in your own darkness there. So that means to see or allow yourself to see the light that you're missing. And the other half of the picture that a lot of us seem to tend to miss. We may pull out and find our light. We may find our starseed origins or anything else. But have we figured out our patterns? Have we figured out who we are that we've been spinning in, right? The same spin over and over again isn't going to work, right? Generally speaking. So Groundhog's Day. So talking to somebody yesterday was watching Groundhog's Day. And she's like, so yeah, it's exactly that. And a lot of Chloe, bundle your tiny self up. Smash that love button and do all the YouTube-y things, y'all. Thank you, Tina. Truly, yeah. Please like, subscribe, hit the bell for when we go live, which isn't too random. But energetic discharge or actual cold? That's a good question. Is it an energetic discharge or do you have a cold? Right? Are you shifting or? All right, so let's see what we get from this is Divine Master deck from Kyle Gray. Judith, good dawning. All right, let's do this. There you go, Judith. We've given you a wrench. Welcome to the. You're already part of the family, but welcome to. Yeah, we don't exclude anybody. All right, so let's see what we have from the Divine Masters deck here. Take the bottom card as today's energetics. And thank you. You have a blessed day yourself there, Judith. And then the top three cards as our energies of today, how to achieve that. So, all right. So this goes back to what Isis is saying. There, what are you, your darkness that you need to partner up with and clear, right, brother in darkness, through yourself. Green Tara is back again, and we all know who she is. And wellness unfolding, knowing that healing is a journey. So she's coming out a little more kindness than Isis was, but brother in darkness versus saying, hey, just heal, right? And what are you missing, though, about healing, though? The question is, are you diving into the shadowy aspects of your healing, the things, self-soothing things, the patterns that you do to clear, to, right, exactly. Buddha. Das Buddha, not the happy Buddha, like the rubby Buddha, but the old new school Buddha, right? The young Buddha. Das Buddha, heightened awareness, right? And so make peace with your thoughts and your world. So you have to make peace. Are you making peace with your universe? Or are you still in opposition to your universe? For myself, I was mostly in opposition of my universe, even though I was trying to make peace inside myself. I was in opposition of my actual universe. That's not gonna work, and you can't fight the universe you're living in. You have to be partnered with the universe you're standing in order to see it make a bigger shift, right? All right, Lady Venus, and we're not talking about the razor or I'm your Venus, I'm your fire, and am I your desire? Light activation, call to action, power surge each mission. So again, it goes right back to the card that we got from Isis, right? Call to action, what in yourself, right? So Buddha's asking you to have heightened awareness. Well, Green Tara is saying, like, find your healing light. Buddha's saying, have that heightened awareness. And then Lady Venus saying, activate that light, that heightened awareness, and call yourself to action, right? And finally, we have Shiva, Lord Shiva, and be careful what you, when you're working, if you're working with Lord Shiva there, but the karma release. So Lord Shiva is with us. And so karmic release, the end of a cycle, debts are paid and choose your destiny. So here we go. This is a nice little spread here if you put it together. So Green Tara then is asking, wellness is unfolding, right? And it could be for me because I'm starting to unwind all that karmic, all the stuff that we used to do, right? All the stuff that you do to the patterns that we set up, right? We set up all these defensive, self-soothing, whatever patterns that now need to be unwound once you see that they're tied to what? Trauma, right? And so this is what healing is all about. This is the hard part of the healing because you have to do the work. The dark night of the soul does it for you. The body vibrates and shakes off what it needs to shake out emotionally, but now you have to see yourself as a bigger light. So Green Tara, right? So wellness unfolding, knowing that healing's a journey. We have Buddha. We all know Buddha, right? Drop your desires, right? Heightened awareness and make peace with your thoughts, desires, thoughts. There you go, making peace with inside yourself after you realizing healing's a journey, right? So to heal yourself, making peace with your thoughts and your world. And that's the only note that I choose on Truth Wave is because if I'm not in peace, then everything else is going to crumble around it, right? Generally, at least in my universe, generally speaking, if I don't stand in peace, then everything else is just dervishing around me. I haven't said that in a while. Dervishing. Lady Venus, right? So Lady Venus, not like the razor, lady. Light activation, call to action, power surge each mission. So if you're seeing your world and you're making peace with it, then you would be called to action to what? Make changes in your universe, right? And then Lord Shiva, I'm going to fix the chat here. All right, there we go. It's moving. All right, Lord Shiva, karmic release. So what are you releasing from yourself? All of this is fire. So at the end, right, you release it all, right? You release all that karmic crap that you're carrying around, all the karmic cycles that you spin in, and all the other karmic general that you create as your universe, right? Exactly. So yeah, so grateful, right? Let's do an experiment here. We're gonna make some coffee, right? So they actually bought coffee. And some of us have weaned off coffee, but some of us still need coffee, right? So I do, and anybody who's weaned off coffee, I am impressed because I still need it for work, if nothing else. So we're gonna make some coffee here, and yeah, ah, there we go. So what is it? 7 scoops. This is the old French press, right? So voila. So yeah, so welcome to Demonstration 101, how to make coffee with a French press, right? 7 scoops, theoretically, right? 7 tablespoons of coffee. Not heavy rounded tablespoons. That would be gross, right? 1, let's count together. 2, we'll count in Korean, right? Sam, sak. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sapi. Oya kil pao ku chip. There we go. I don't know. It's been a minute since I've spoke. Counted in Korean of karate, right? All right. So now we just wait for the water, and then we just pour it in and let her steep. But yeah, favorite. So yeah, there we go. All right, perfect. That's out of the way. We got the water pot right behind us too. So grateful. We'll have some coffee here. We'll pour a cup of coffee and sit down and chill. So today we're going to work with the Mookalite Jasper for some grounding. We haven't used this thing in forever. If you're a Cancer, it's the Earth Stone for Cancer. It's one of the Earth Stones for Cancer, Mookalite Jasper, as it has. If you look at it, it's got enough flow. You got to have something with flow if you're a Cancer, and so it's considered a grounding stone for a Cancer, or any water sign really, because it has that flowy kind of. But yeah, I don't know. I like it, and it does. I can feel it in my root chakra there, so it works well for me. I want to say thank you to Witchy Trista for yesterday there. If you missed yesterday with Witchy Trista and the tuning forks, then shame. And last night, guys, yeah, it was amazing, and woo, fire. I mean, I can still feel it in my chakras. I'm still doing some sort of balancing out. And so that was amazing. Thank you again, Witchy Trista. And we're grateful. And of course, we'll have that going at this point every 2 weeks. This Saturday, we're going to have Chloe on, and we're going to do a crystal sale. And then next week, we'll have Angela back live with us on Saturday as well. So yeah, so we're filling up with guests here, at least people we know, right? Family, right? And so yeah, it was amazing. And of course, Trista was live last night. I was doing domestic stuff, and then I fell asleep. I'm going to be honest. Laundry and cleaning around here and other things. Is when Trista's on, it was only 9 o'clock, right? So it's not like it's that late. And then I sat down and blackout. I passed out. So yeah, it happens. I was tired. And so yeah, so grateful though. Grateful. Thank you again, Trista, for going live. And we catch some of it in the replay, what I missed, which is about 2/3 of it, to be honest with you. I heard about the first 40 minutes or so, and then I fell asleep. Trista in the morning, Trista in the evening, Trista at supper. What is it? Good in the morning, and in the evening, and at supper time. But yeah, we don't. But yeah, I don't know. Woohoo! Let's go. Yeah. So Angela, good dawning. All right, so we're gonna make some coffee here. Let me get my press pot. Where am I? Boiling water here. Well, we're not boiling yet. It sounded like it, but we're close, but no cigar, right? But whoever came up with that close, you're close, but you don't have a cigar. Where'd that come from? Close, but no cigar. There's no cigar anywhere anymore. Does anybody smoke cigars? I don't know anybody who does. All right, I think we're boiling here. Super close. You can't really tell. I'll wait till it turns off. Then it would be done boiling, right? All right, so yeah. So how are we doing, guys? Grateful beyond words, and just kind of going through a bigger shift. We'll go back to Red Rocks today. Yesterday was not actually tennis. I misread the thing. It was actually the men's national soccer team that played 2 days ago. Played Australia, so that was fun. All right, so now you pour it in, right? So you pour in the coffee, right, in the water. Put the coffee in there. Now you got to stir the coffee. And you don't want to stir with that tablespoon because it's too small. So you get the working serving spoon, right? And shovel. And give it a stir because otherwise, yeah, I don't. You're supposed to stir. New, what? Let's go backwards here. Probably waiting for a new baby. Close but no cigar. Oh, okay. That makes a lot of sense. That makes a real. Oh, wow. That's smart. Lakeside Lures. Yeah, that's really smart, Lakeside. Close but no new baby, but not there yet. Close. No, it was Braxton Hitch. Braxton Hitch. Is that what it is? The fake contractions. So you're close, but no cigar. All right, so let's do some work today on the I am and gratitude, of course, as well. Friday, tomorrow, we will clean energies for the weekend and set up for a brand new week. Weekend, I don't know, I think the weekend, even though it's the end of the week, but it's a new week as far as like, right, we're free for 2 days. If you swap 5 for 2, then you're free for 2 days. And then, then you go back to the 5 for 2 swap, right? But yeah, so... right? You ever think of your job that way? You're swapping 5 for 2, like 5 days of yours for 2 days, or 5 days to them to 2 days to you. When you think about that, that's kind of an interesting deal. But get a little water as well here. Need to hydrate. I don't hydrate myself enough, but that's a whole nother story. All right, we got the Hershey Kisses. We get the Hershey Kisses mug here, and then we will add some stevia leaf to the coffee, right? There we go. And now we wait for the coffee. You have to wait like 8 minutes theoretically for a press pot to broil or boil over, to be finito, right? There we go. And if you guys missed the Twisted Tuesdays there as well with Hershey, I was live with Hershey on Tuesday. We went and did Twisted Tarot pattern readings, right? Everybody's got some sort of pattern. What's your pattern? First, my pattern is, where did my pen go? But it's not up here, but that's all right. We can figure that out. All right. So let's do some I am work. And I can really just stand it out loud here. But so from your end and from mine, what are we looking to create today? Who are you and what are you? The I am is how we state who we are to our universe, right? We are the I am, and what we generally state as I am. That missing pen's going to drive me nuts. But generally what we state to the I am is who we think we are, right? Is who we act and who we become. So if you put an I am statement out there, you're going to generally you're aligning your body and your cells to it, to become, to step into that. And it's generally but we don't allow ourselves to. So we state that I am this or I am that, and karmically we'll just go back and take down what we do. A lot of the times we see ourselves in the bigger picture, but then when it comes down to it, we rip it down by energetic actions. We rip those things down by what we say about ourselves, and we rip those things down by the actions that we don't take just as equally, right? So I am gonna, and then when you never do, then you never did. So you're not, and so you're making false statements to your universe. It's like failure to launch, right? So to speak. And so in that aspect, I did miss Twisted Tuesdays hanging with Mom, which happily was nice and didn't leave me twisted. There you go. Favor to you and your mom there. And awesome. Anytime anybody gets to spend time with Mom, awesome and always respected and amazing, right? Because that's, I mean, really, who's going to love you more, right? And yes, if body says no, it's best we can quit or give something up. If that's how coffee or tea stop. Nobody said no or a symptom. LOL, body, it's not often yet amazing. I don't know, for myself, I don't know, I finally found a bag of coffee that I thought was not sillily priced. Because I went to, where did I go? Sam's Club. And okay, so here's why, is it just me? And maybe we can, and this could actually turn into a channeling here, but maybe is it just me? But are you guys seeing what I'm seeing as far as like prices and shrinkflation? And we're talking about things feeling fake, right? Did you ever think about this for a second? I was feeling this the other day, like things are starting to feel fake, right? When you go out there and like you buy something and it's like, is this real? It's like, what is this? And so like if you just notice how everything's like sample size. It's like everything's shrinking. So like I used to buy Dunkin' Donut coffee and it was like big 32 gallon giant thing. And now it's like this big. I mean, it's like half the size of what it used to be at Sam's Club. And it's like $25, $28. And it's like, what I'm noticing is we're getting less. It's like, here, have a little bit of this with less ingredients that doesn't taste as good as it did before, right? Because a lot of companies have taken out, whether you know it or not, they've taken out ingredients. Yeah, then you can go online and see that. And so things don't taste quite like they used to, right? And so, and not only top of that, then you're getting a smaller container. It's like, wait a minute, things are just, and I don't know about you, but when you kind of wake up, it's like things are starting to feel a little fake. Like the whole, like not like the universe feels fake by any stretch. But like if you go out to eat and you get an omelet, it's like things just, I don't know. Maybe it's a Mandela effect I'm feeling, but maybe like when you went out to eat in the 80s and 90s, the eggs were fluffier. The pancakes seemed to be more alive. The food tasted better. It's just like the food replication systems that we're using on planet Earth have kind of dulled things down. I have no idea, but it just feels that way in my gut, and like everything just kind of feels a little more fake. And I don't know. It's hard to explain, but Chicken Ew has a bulk odd Chuck feels fake now. I don't really eat yet. Want to gain so need to. My body rejects alcohol. Many years it took to have something simple yet grateful. Body said no. Yeah, my body does not. I mean, the first time I drank an entire bottle of Beefeater gin in like 10 minutes, and so give or take. And so yeah, so that's just because if you're a drinker and like in this lifetime and you don't have any family that's like it passed it on, then it could be just from your past lifetime, something you didn't stitch in time or end in your past life. So now you got to deal with the karmic repercussions of that in this lifetime by finishing off the drinking, for example. That happens all the time. I got them spaced apart about 3 to 4 years. It's like completely different generations. A constantly different approach works with each. Oh, you're talking about our kids. Okay, yeah, we learn patience with age. So yeah, when you have different kids there, you've got to deal with different approach. But you have kids who crossed, one who grew up not so internet, and then if you have a younger kid, it's like I couldn't even imagine having kids right now because it's like, are you baby? It's like they're always. My kid would just have to have a flip phone. I'd be like, no, flip phone only. No, thank you. Yeah, it's just crazy. We didn't have to deal with any of that. So I mean, but at the same time, we have to deal with our parents knowing where we were either, right? Constantly being tracked or what have you. It's kind of crazy. 32, 1999 got the decades covered. There you go. 1994. Oh, wait, we can go back to that. So I think when the cell phone was like almost the first cell phones like kind of coming out. All right, so let's work with the I am for a moment and see where we are today. We're going to create some I am statements, and we're going to do another incantation for I am. And are you using the I am is the question that Saint Germain is asking of you, and are you utilizing that on your path? Because the I am, if you're creating I am statements like you want to create and stand into your frame in the dawning, when you get out of bed, you slap those feet on the floor and stay grateful, and then I am kicking ass today. I am the energy of awesomeness today. I am bringing in the flow, right? I am standing strong in my frame. Whatever it is that the I am is for you, it's up to you. But by utilizing that, by standing in that frame, and by just not being karmic against yourself, otherwise throughout the day, generally, these are generalizations, of course, but generally speaking, you will smooth right past the I am will become part of who you are at some point. But it takes practice. And of course, it takes also noticing your trauma patterns as well and not having some sort of trauma pattern come over and slap you right out of your I am. Cheers. Coffee. Grateful. Yeah. Like the first cup of coffee I've made in the dawning in like 2 months, a month. But yeah, now I'm not gonna have to buy. Generally, it's just bought to replace the coffee that I buy for work when I get to work. On the way up to work, I buy stop at the gas station and buy coffee. Now we can save money by not buying coffee. We'll get more coffee for my bang, more bang for my buck, and I can keep myself going through my shift. It's working from 4 to midnight, 2 a.m., getting home like at 2:30, 3 o'clock. Fun. So yeah, let's work with the I am. What are you wanting to I am for yourself today? What is the greater I am? So when you think about this for a second, when you say I am, you are making declarative statements to your universe, right? I am, and you're creating a frame for yourself, right? You're creating a universe unto yourself by saying I am, and declaring that to whomever, yourself really, and to your guides, your greater universe, the vibration of everything, right? And so in that case, by standing there in the I am, you are going to frame out yourself. Now, again, if you're not going to knock yourself down, then generally speaking, it's like those manifestations that you don't even realize that you make. It's like, oh, yeah, I always do that. That always happens to me. And then you never say another word, right? Nothing. You don't ever come back to that manifestation. You just go about, and all of a sudden, poof, it shows up in your frame. Why? Because you're already aligned to it when you said it. There was nothing karmic behind it. There's no denying or lagging energies, right? A lot of reason why our manifestations don't come through is because we're sitting there in energies of doubt that it's going to happen, right? And so the doubt is going to be, you have to have the faith of like a mustard seed, right? To have that faith that things are going to occur, and they generally do. So yeah, if you make a manifestation, you just throw it out there. Amazing things always happen, whatever it is, and then you just let go, and you never come back to it. You never rehash the memory, the manifestation. You never say anything. You never come back and chop it down out of your universe. Then yeah, generally speaking, amazing things will happen to you in your universe just as well. Millie, I was also with the red meat, like that with red meat. One day my body said, ew, this is bad. Fast food too, so it's the same as taste. And tried again and guessed and called saying it's bad meat, went home and had stuffed. Peppers, meat smelled so good and meat tastes bad. Chicken have been my last, and then that one chew that feels like it grossed out. Yes, exactly. I can kind of, first time I went vegetarian, Krista, good dawning, blindly inspired. The first time I went vegetarian, at least cutting out beef and pork, right? And then eventually chicken. But I was watching my dad eat a hamburger, and it was just like gross. And I don't know why. We were in the car. We were in New York, actually, driving back from New York City. Get a rope. But yeah, we were driving back from New York City. I was in the Army, and my dad's eating this hamburger, and it just looked really, really gross. And I'm eating this hamburger, and I just couldn't do it anymore. I just pitched it out the window, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "I just can't eat it anymore." And I don't know why, but something about watching this chunk of hamburger fall off into my dad's lap there, it grossed me out. And so I right then and there, I was like, "All right, we're done." And for years, and it was like 4 years, I didn't eat. 3 years, I didn't eat any pork, chicken, beef. And then I went back to it. I got kind of stoned one night, and ended up going to Hardee's, which is, if you know Hardee's, and getting a gigantic triple bacon burgers. I don't know why, but no, I've been meat free now for over a decade now. But yeah, so I went back to meat. But yeah, for a long while there, for that first time I cycled there, it was it was just watching it's gross, burger falling. McDonald's is kind of meat. McDonald's is the kind of meat you want to be eating. No, you don't want to be eating. I don't know. And McDonald's meat is, it may be meat, but yeah, it's not only the meat though, guys. It's the energy that we're talking about here. So if you're eating meat, right, then you're also eating the energy of whatever it is, right? So you're eating the energy of the animal itself. And so when eating the animal, especially if it's died in a traumatic situation, in a traumatic way, then yeah, you're going to end up eating all that. All the hormones that the animal had, exactly. And then exactly. And then of course, like Chick-fil-A went like, well, we can't afford to not have tainted meat with the antibiotics. So I don't know about you, but actively knowing that I'm eating something that has antibiotics in it when I'm healthy is not going to go. That's not flying in my universe, because I don't need to eat chicken antibiotics that they're just randomly fed for no reason, right? Don't exactly got a text. Don't exactly got a text distraction. There we go. Don't. Okay. That sounds better, Millie. Yeah, no. And then of course it's rumored that there, the cows running through Brazil. Either way, it's just what the systems of the terrific systems that we have set up on this planet are just absolutely stunning when you think about it. Yeah, because if you type in like happy cow videos and stuff, there's like cows are real, and I mean like real, and they have emotions, and they I mean they're if you watch cows that are really taken care of, not like field cows that are just their babies are ripped from them, and then they're just like standing in a lot eating, and that's about it. But like a cow that has taken care of by its owners, they have personalities. They're amazing animals. But McDonald's is the meat you don't want to be eating. And if we can, Taco Bell's probably. If we had to rank it, I would say Taco Bell would be worse. We will not want to eat Taco Bell meat before we not want to eat McDonald's meat, right? For sure. But yeah, it's that whole vibration. And for me at this point, if I walk into a fast food joint, it's the whole vibration of the joint. It makes it even hard to want to walk in. It's just, I mean, I don't unless I'm door dashing or I have to go to a bathroom. But I go to what's crave or what body allows and tells us McDonald's has constant taste. Haha. So when bad, but was change of my buds for taste. Sure, Millie. Couldn't if so. I think it's hack. Processed foods are bad. All processed foods are pretty much bad for you. I mean, if it has more than like 5 ingredients, I mean, they'll tell you, generally speaking, the experts will tell you to walk the outside of the grocery store, right? And shop the ring of the grocery store, and then just go down the handful of aisles for the household goods you need here or there. But generally speaking, cows just go around on a metal plate eating and pooping. It's a hard cow factories, no sun, no grass ever. Exactly. But yeah, if you watch real cows and there's like, like happy cow videos and stuff, yeah, they play with balls, they run around, they're like 5-year-olds, and it's fun, and they're amazing. They love their owners, and yeah, and they'll cuddle up with you like a big dog in some aspects. If you build a relationship with the cow and not just toss it in a field and go, all right, eat and then feed me, that sort of thing. Anna, good dawning. Welcome. Grateful to see you. I've seen videos. Morgellian. Oh, gross. Yeah, favor. PG, boop. Boop and bop. All right, so let's work with the I am. We're going to do some I am statements and try to, stand in a frame of creation today in the I am that we all are, and making those declarative statements to ourselves, to our angels, to the universe, putting that vibrational space out there. The trick, guys, is not to take back the I am later today, right? And standing in that frame. I work early. There you go. All right, so if you want to join me, and again, you have to fill in the blanks. If you leave it blank, that's up to you. If you choose not to participate, that is absolutely fine. If you're at work, you may want to write this down. I don't know where my pen went, so I'm not doing either. There's usually one right unless it's on the floor. I didn't look down on the floor. But generally, there's one right up. No, it's not on the floor. But there's one right in front of me because, right. Always got to be prepared, right? Like a Boy Scout. But, so yeah. All right, so I am. What are you? I am what? I am the blank today, right? I am the awesomeness I am looking for today, right? I am the joy I am. You fill it in, but I am the blank today. And you can do more than one word, right? I am the financial flow I am looking for today, right? As if everything is flowing from us, right? It's all coming out of us, right? Based on our centered vibration. So based on where you're standing is the not literally standing, but that wouldn't work. But based on where you're standing, inside yourself standing, there we go. And the energy where you're centered is what you're going to see as results and what comes out into your greater source field, into your loving, living universe. So with that being said, then, I am what today? I am, and you fill in the blank. I am the awesomeness for myself. I am the awesomeness I am looking for today. I am the financial flow that I am looking for, right? I am the financial flow in my universe. I am the opportunities that come my way. I'm standing in the opportunities that come my way. I'm standing in the amazing people that show up in my frame today. I'm standing around eating the awesome foods that show up in my universe today. It's all how you choose to see your life, how you stand in that frame. So utilize the I am today. Stand in the I am. And so you create that I am blank. Fill that in. Stand there. Say a few things. I am awesome, right? I am the joy. I am the love. I am the peace that I have been looking for. You are directing your energies. When you say that, you're directing your cells and you're directing your thoughts. As long as you're not standing around going, well, I'm really not, and this sucks and everything. And afterwards, these things do actually work. They change your universe. And I am, wait, okay, Popeye, you could be Popeye, but that's kind of where it comes from, right? And a lot, I mean, not Popeye, but it comes from Saint Germain. But Popeye utilized the I am that I am. I am Popeye the Sailorman. He's standing in his frame by using the I am statement. He's not making any apologies for who he is as Popeye the Sailorman. And of course, if you ever watched the Popeye movie, apparently Robin Williams was every single scene. He was lit like a Christmas tree on cocaine. But so yeah, watch his nose, and it is wonder why it's red during the movie Popeye there. But yeah, he said in an interview, he's like every scene he was high as a kite during the movie, like the peak of his cocaine use. And a good dawning there. But yeah, so I am what I am. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. He's making no excuses for himself, his universe, his behaviors. He's standing in his frame. There's really no better way to utilize the I am in a lot of ways, because you are validating yourself through the I am, which is, I am grateful for all the wonderful opportunities that are coming my way soon. Awesome. How about this? Even better yet, I am grateful for the opportunities that are already in my frame. I am grateful that opportunities come my way. I am grateful I am standing in a swirling universe full of what? Woohoo! Opportunity. Because, yeah, exactly. Alcohol makes the nose button bulbous and red. Santa. Ha ha. Yeah, and so does doing tons of, I would imagine doing tons of cocaine would probably inflame the nose just as, I mean, I would imagine, but yeah. Yeah, if you see somebody with that big red button nose, right? Not red buttons, but the clown guy, you know, red buttons. But no, the red button nose. There you go. And not a clown, but yeah, then possibly. I'm lucky. I'm still, yeah, exactly. So am I. I've had some crazy shit happen. And so, yeah, I am just as equally grateful to be here as well, to say the least there. And yeah, have you ever looked back in your universe and been like, whoa, I survived all this? Wait a minute, really? That's the other thing, guys, when we're sitting here talking about the I am wants you to understand that you're not what you were in your past, right? Because when you stand around and you go, I am not my past, right? There you go, utilizing the I am for healing in a different way. I am not the situations that I put myself in. I am not the mistakes that I made. I am not the negative energies that I created in my field. I am not the hurt that I caused others. I am not the pain that I caused myself, right? Utilizing it in that manner as well help us to see that, you know, things happen, right? We stand in a different frame, and we can utilize the I am in that manner to help clear some of our karmic past, some of the energies that we, you know, trauma space that we don't even realize that we're throwing around, right? The adult poop and temper tantrums that we whirl around in the other universes, right? And we're always picking up our poop and throwing it at other universes, whether we realize it or not, if we're in trauma. And so when we go park cars today, I can 5 seconds, and it's real easy. I can tell you just car to car almost. Not if I had talked to them or look inside their car, but generally I've talked to them, and I can tell you if they're coming from a trauma space or not. If you're like, nope, you park here, and they're like, okay, it's all good. They're not from trauma. If you tell them, no, you got to park here, and why do I got to park here? Instant trauma, right? They're instantly walking. You get any other reaction than, oh, okay. Unless they're like, is the other lots full? You know, if they're just asking a general, yes, they are. Okay, no worries. Then that's cool. But generally, you can tell, and it's like instant. What? I have to park here? You're telling me why? And it's really kind of fun. And then it's like, right, we can see your trauma. You can see that you're already out of your I am frame, right? And in the trauma, dense trauma body. And that's the thing. We don't even realize when we're in that we are in trauma, right? Until it starts to peel away. We don't even realize what we're doing unless you're watching your patterns. And that's kind of where I'm at now, is since the trauma is gone, most of the traumatic reactions are gone too, right? I'm not running around going, with my hair on fire from everybody's reactions, or what doesn't or does show up in my universe. I'm a lot more even keel about it. But now it's It's a matter of looking for those traumatic reactions that I did have just to life in general, and standing here in a cleaner frame, right? The hard part is when you start to do the shadow work, is that you have to stand in yourself and now look out and see how you're behaving in the outside world. You have to stand within yourself and look out with a kind of like activating, like when your third eye starts to activate, you can sort of see how others see you in a perceptive sort of way. It kind of gives you an inverse and lens, right? And so that's the idea, is you need to stand outside yourself, but also looking at yourself from inside yourself at the same time. Because you have to see how you're behaving, right? How you behave in public. Are you throwing, like the monkey that throws the poo? Are you throwing your temper tantrums and whatnot out in public? Like we'll get today when people don't get what they want when they're parking a car. You should. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane how people will behave when they don't. Sorry, the parking lot is full. That's okay. I'm going to try to run you over anyways to get to that lot. I've had that. That parking lot is full. That's okay. I'm going to drive on this berm and hit a rock to try and damage my car to try to get to that parking lot. That's okay. This parking lot's full. I'm going to drive like I'm in England and cross the double line and drive on the other side of the road into oncoming traffic to get to, yeah. So people will do all kinds of crazy karmic shit and not even realize exactly what they're doing because they're locked in the trauma. So yeah, and putting the fun part is though when they're locked into that trauma, if they have a significant other, a spouse, or if they're even a gay, either way it doesn't matter. You just tell their significant other, can we your man child here? And generally speaking, it works pretty well, especially if you've got a supportive a wife that really does care, or a girlfriend that really does care, instead of just like, yeah, he's just like, no, hey, stop embarrassing me, right? So yeah, you want to call somebody out on trauma, just don't call them out. Just look at their spouse, their significant other, and go, why is we don't need adult temper tantrums from your husband. And most times, yeah, they get embarrassed, right? And say, what are you doing? Stop. But yeah, so yeah, we see it all the time. So I see that trauma all the time. So standing in the I am and allowing yourself to stand in that frame, right? Of I am, and not seeing yourself as karmic isn't easy, but once you can start to do that and see yourself as the source, as the light, the love of right? You are the energy inside you is what's generating what you see outside your universe. So when you say I am, what do you want to create? Because you're doing that. And we're not realizing that we're doing this consciously or even subconsciously through trauma. We're either tearing our universe down. And so part of the question is, and yeah, are you tearing your universe down today in some small fashion, right? Are you dervishing? Are you going to go run out and complain about this or that? Are you going to not do what's needed and let your universe spin and then have the last 2 years be the same 2 years you're going to have coming up? Or are you doing something different? Are you standing in the I am and really choosing to see yourself for who you are? Because as I'm starting to make this bigger shift and to see a larger universe, right, a bigger box, seeing myself in that frame of the bigger box, right? And so are you doing so? And so when we talk about the I am, utilize those statements, but realize that the most of the time we put the I am out there within 20 minutes. That's all it takes, right? About 20 minutes on average to knock down whatever you manifest. You realize that, right? Most people will destroy what they manifest, or what the energies that they put out, the positive energies, within 20 minutes. They will find some sort of traumatic trigger with that fast to rip down what they just did energetically. Sometimes even faster. Sometimes it's instantaneous, right? But on average, within 20 minutes, most of our manifestations have already been destroyed by doubt, by fear, by frustration, by anger, by where is it? Some of us are, darn it, it didn't show up. Well, it's not going to be like instant. It's not like the food tea, Earl Grey, hot. Zap. It's not like instantaneous, like the food thing in Star Trek, right? The food replicator. Or if you have a maker bot at home and you want to make maybe your toilet paper roll breaks and you want to make a roller for your toilet paper. And so you put in the program and it's making it out of plastic. It's going to take like 5 hours, 6 hours to stitch up a toilet paper roll, maybe. It's not instant. And so because it's not instant, we start stirring the pot too fast, and it's not going to work. I am the one who speaks what everyone else is thinking and scared to say. There you go. That happens all the time, in my universe too. And it takes balls. It takes a lot of chutzpah to be the one to say that, to be that person. Um, that's so me calling out everything I see. Exactly. And it takes a lot of chutzpah to see that, but sometimes it's our job to do that, and sometimes it's not. If somebody's acting towards you, yeah. If somebody's just acting that way in general, absolutely not. But yeah, no, yeah. If let people be who they are, right? But at the same time, if it's affecting you, without question. But yeah, but we see that though. We can see, Tina, and that's the cool thing is we can look at people and be like, all right, I love your trauma reaction. How are you doing there? I love the fact that I triggered you. And what did your mother do to you? Or what did your father do to you? Or what are we, who pissed in your universal Cheerios when you were a child, essentially speaking, right? Um, in some sort of fashion, but we don't ever need to accept, and nobody should ever don't do fast food. No, God, no. Well, okay, I'll say I do fast food, but did like different style. Like there's a sub shop I go to. That's fast, right? I go to a burrito place, but that's fast, but it's healthier, right? No. Fast food chains, nada. No bueno está aquí. So yeah, so what are we when we're talking about the I am then? So yeah, are you taking other people's gruff and their traumas, or are we, standing up and putting that frame up as well? Because nobody has to take anybody's traumatic reactions. Um, Love the phrase, the first at my horse ride events, we're usually parking our horse trailers in primitive fields. No quibbles at these places, just thankful that the endurance rides, very nice people, horse shows, no. Yeah, I would imagine the endurance rides because you're all in the same boat. The horse shows, you're all in competition. I mean, you're maybe in competition at the endurance rides, but you're all standing there having to endure the same deal. Competition's a little, I'd imagine. Fast food at ShopRite, fresh meals cheaper and healthier, mostly. ShopRite. Canada, eh? I've been to a ShopRite. All right, so let's do a channeling here. And Saint Germain's wanting to come through here because we're talking about the I am. So Saint Germain, we are grateful you are here today. We are channeling through Josh for you to you this dawning, and we are grateful. Are you standing in the I am? And we are talking about the I am. Are you karmically destroying your I am statements on the daily? Are you even creating them? And are you just dervishing through your days? This is the question Saint Germain is asking of you today. Are you allowing yourselves to stand in your frame? Are you allowing yourselves to be, or are you being karmic to yourselves? If you are still in trauma and you try to create an I am, you are going to destroy that I am because you are going to create a duality within yourself, most likely, right? You are standing in the I am, but you are in trauma, right? And you are going to create a duality where you are realizing one thing, but you are doing another. How many of you want something to change in your universe, but are doing actions that are not creating that change? So maybe even doing actions to solidify you not making changes in your universe. How many of you are doing things karmically against what you want? How many of you are doing energetics? You are saying, I need to do this, and then doing energetics opposite of that, are creating a universe that is not going to bring in what you need to do in the first place. How many of you are doing that? The question is, and this is what it's coming down to, your patterns, right? Are you standing there realizing who and what you are? Are you taking the deeper dive into yourself? Are you standing there doing the same thing on the daily, spinning your wheels, looking up this or that, but not creating your universe? We had said this before a few days ago. It said come out in another channeling through Sekhmet, right? Asking you to understand that if you are sitting there doing the same thing on the daily, you are not creating a new universe. You are Groundhog's Day, right? You are spinning your wheels. So Saint Germain is asking you right now, are you spinning your wheels? Or are you standing in the I am, and are you creating? What are you doing? Standing in your frame, saying, I am going to create a new universe. Or are you saying, I am creating, and then doing the same thing? You are just maybe watching YouTube, doing the same things around the house, not creating your universe in general, right? The question you have to ask for yourself is, are you doing the deeper work? And this is where this channel is going to be going, right? to an extent for a while, is the deeper work, right? Seeing your patterns. Are you doing work on yourself, or are you allowing your days to just slide right by and you are just ticking through, right? If you are just ticking your days through, then you are not creating your universe. You are not standing in your frame. You are not learning who you are as source, as love, as energy that creates. Then you are not doing what you are supposed to be doing on planet Earth, which is to move yourself forward, to step past your traumas and to learn who you are, to stand in that frame and to create as the master creator that you are, if you are an understanding of where you are living. Can you understand who you are? Can you understand where you are? Do you see what is really going on? Saint Germain is asking for you to realize, to look through the universe through your realize, not the lies that you fed yourself, not the lies that your universe isn't working because you don't have extra money in the bank, not the lies that you tell yourself that your job is who you are, not the lies that you tell yourself about the traumas that have happened far to you and then happened for you, to understand that you are source. All your traumas, all the things that happened for you in your universe have been designed for you to help you specifically. Your trauma is specific for you. Why? Because it's designed to help you wake you up. Are you seeing that? Everybody's trauma and drama is different. You are not having issues like Scotty Boy would have issues having. You are not having issues like Chloe might have. You are not having issues that Millie might have. And you are not having trauma that Grace or Gina might be having at the moment, that Kay, right? You are having traumas of your own. You are having issues of your own, perfectly tailored for you. To what? Wake you up out of your slumber. To get you to understand that you are in control energetically as source by how you vibrate, what you see, what you say, what you allow in your universe. If you are able to stand in that frame and see things from a greater picture, from a larger frame, right? And not stand in the small frame, you will see that everything is designed for you. Your whole universe is designed exactly for you to what? Bring your best self out, to help you to find your highest self, to help you to either sink or swim, right? In your universe. How many of you are just treading water, though? That is the question. How many of you are sinking, right? And how many of you are swimming in your universe today? We are not talking about how much you have in the bank to make you think you are swimming. If you are needing money and you are working towards that, but you may not have it in your universe, right? In your bank account. Are you sinking? No, you are moving forward. You're not treading water either, right? You are practicing the strokes, maybe the brush stroke or the side stroke or the backstroke, finding your way to creating that money, right? Are you seeing the analogy here? Are you standing there treading water saying, I need more, right? But you are just swimming. How long can you tread that water before you tire, but not by action, right? So if you don't start swimming forward, the inertia will move you forward. But if you stand there and only tread water, eventually you will go under the water. Are you understanding? But if you are swimming forward and you go under the water, at least you tried, right? You did. There's no try. There is doing or not, right? But you put energy forward. Are you understanding? What are you doing? Are you sitting on the shore? Even worse, right? Just looking at your universe. Those who maybe wake up and just cry all day and do nothing, right? You are just sitting on the shore, staring at your universe through broken divine feminine, wishing something would come into to the shore from the tide, right? Well, it's not going to happen. You have to get out there and do the work yourself. Only you can get up off the shore and get into the water and start swimming. Are you in understanding? If you are, works, right? Everything in this universe is happening for you. Everything that has happened to you is actually for your best, for you to learn lessons, for you to find the opportunity, if you are so to take it, to step out of the karmic self, to step into the higher self, to step into your loving self, and to step out of your trauma, your doubts, your fears, and your limitations. If you utilize what's happening for you as a propellant forward, right? You get fired from work. Are you going to sit there and just blame the boss? Or do you see inside yourself, why did you get fired? What maybe you do to correlate that firing, right? What did you do in your universe, or what didn't you do on the job that allowed for the firing to happen. Or maybe it just was karmic, right? Your boss just didn't like you. But if there is something there, are you doing the work or are you just blaming the boss? Doing the work is looking inside yourself to see, where did I contribute? Who showed up to work? Did I do my best? Did I stand in my loving self? Did I bring my I am game, or did I stand in my karmic self, my traumatized self? Did I spew poo all over the office? Did I throw adult temper tantrums? Are you in understanding? Your job now, as creator, as source, as the general energy that you are creating for the universe, that you are bringing forth to everybody that you see as you walk out your front door in the daily, right? If you walk out your front door, and hopefully on the daily you are walking out the front door, do not conflate living your universe by sitting in your house on the daily. Some of us may need to due to medical conditions and otherwise, and that is fine. But if you are willing and you are able to get up and get out of your abode on the daily, and you do not, and you are not creating your universe, wondering why your universe is not creating, Ed McMahon is not going to come with a check to tell you to create your universe to your door. It is not going to happen. Nobody is going to, Star Search is not coming to your door and saying, we found our next star. You are not going to, American Idol is not going to come to your door and say, we heard your karaoke from the window. You have to get up and go to the audition. You have to get up and go back in time if you want to see Marilyn Magoo and do that. But we are talking about Star Search, right? But we are talking about in your universe today. What are you doing today? Standing strong in your universe that is bringing you forward. Stand in the I am. Stand in who you are. You want to get on American Idol, you have to get off your Hillary Duff and get out of your house, right? You have to step past your karmic energies. You have to allow yourself to stand strong enough in an I am frame that you are worthy to be seen, that you are worthy to be heard. Are you seeing how this is working? And are you in understanding? If you are ahead of the game. Most are not in understanding of any of this, thinking that they are healed because they are figured out that they are Lyrian, or they are this and they are doing that, and they are watching this video. And you are not healing unless you are seeing who you are as a pattern. You are seeing who you are as an energy, and how you are behaving, and how you are controlling or not controlling or dervishing your energies, and how you are standing in that frame. That is the work that most people do not do, the shadow side, right? To see who and what you are bringing down on yourself and others. We're going to be talking about this more and more, because this is the work that is missed by 90% of everybody who is trying to think that they are waking up in the first place, only to find that they are still spinning their wheels in these same patterns. They are still throwing the same poop against the fan, right? If you've seen Airplane. And they are still not creating their universe, wondering why things aren't coming into frame, why life isn't working for them, and why things aren't happening. Rick, the magician who knows how to heal himself. You are amazing. Saint Germain loves what you do, and you are a grand alchemist of the cells of your body there, Rick. Favor. See yourselves. Rick saw himself in a higher light and did not get down on the patterns that were happening in his universe. He said, screw this. Stood up in his frame, put his feet on the ground, and said, I am taking control of my healing and my energetics. And you know what? He healed himself. Favor. That is mastery. What are you doing today? Releasing transmission. All right, energy. Saint Germain there, thank you. So yeah, standing in the I am and not the karmic self, right? Don't be a rhesus monkey and fling your poo, right? Your adult poo, your traumas, and anything else. It's all how you choose and what you choose to do, standing in frame or not. And yeah, grateful. Rick, much love, brother. Much love. Rick's University. Rick, you could master heal thyself. You're amazing. All right, so let's work with the not a poo sling. That's what we're talking about here. And yeah, and today, so when I go to work, I will get, people will sling their poo at me because they're not getting the, and it's fun when I tell can you tell your husband to stop his adult trauma? It's really, that's the best. Because then when the wife wakes up, or the girlfriend, can you tell your significant, poof, they're like, yeah, what are you doing? Smack, stop, behave. It's fun. That's truly fun. Divine message with you. Thank you, Krista. You're welcome. Thank you. I appreciate you. And speaking of healing, We're going to work with the Mukalite Jasper here just for a few minutes, and then we'll close out with the group hug. And of course, energetics only, and will only ever work with your permission. Don't let anybody ever say, all right, let's do something, and start throwing energetics at you. If they want to send love, that's one thing. But if anybody wants to work on you energetically, or send like continued energetics, make sure you get permission. Of course, we'll seal this off as well. Not leaving the energetic portal open either, right? So just like anywhere else, energetics works through the internet just as well as anything else. And best part of waking up is Seattle's best. It's not Folgers. No, actually, it's Caribou. From the Wally of Worlds, but coffee from Wally World. But yeah, cheers. I did finally get some loose leaf tea, so I have some English breakfast loose leaf tea, and so most likely you'll see more of that than coffee here. And the coffee I'll be making to take to work. From working from like 4 to 2 a.m. Coffee. All right, so here we go, guys. With the Mukalite Jasper. Mukalite Jasper is very grounding, as I'll get out. If you're a water sign, it is one of the grounding stones, the core grounding stones for water signs. You can see how it has a flowy kind of look to it. And so if you're a Cancer, Pisces, or Aquarius there, then absolutely you should be, no shoulds, but it's always a good idea to have a piece of Mukalite Jasper around so you can ground with the flow. And you'll feel this in your root and sacral chakras. And just like Witchy Trista yesterday, again, thank you. I think she's at work or going to work. But either way, guys, here we go from my end to yours. And so all right, so what are we grounding into today? Ground into yourself, ground into seeing who you really are. And what does that mean? That means monitoring your behaviors in a lot of ways. It's realizing, all right, at 3 o'clock, I generally do this. And what are you doing? Is that a trauma reaction? Is that a pattern, a self-soothing pattern? How are you talking to people? Are you talking to people from a defensive manner? Or are you talking to people in a loving way? Are you coming from trauma? Are you coming from karmic self or not? And these are the things that a lot of us don't do. It's the self-policing and the self-introspection. That's the hardest of all of this. The body vibrates out the trauma on its own. Pardon me. Energy. Coffee burp / energy from channeling. But it's the body that burps out the trauma on its own. That's why you fall into the dark night of the soul. You have no control over it. The DNA is like, we're full. And honestly, I think there's always those who fall into the dark night of the soul. I'm kind of convinced there's like a switch built into our timeline, so to speak, where it just happens, where we hit that automatic switch, where we set it up, whereas to an extent where it's just like, here we go. Jasper, I need to keep this in mind when Chloe's in. So Saturday we'll have Chloe on. So if you need some Mukalite Jasper, she will have some available. And if you're a water sign, I generally keep this in my frame, in my point of view. The only other thing that's going to be more flowy and more calming than like Jasper for grounding would be the Peach Moonstone. And that's always up here. If you see me sitting here, my hands like this, like it'll be on the Peach Moonstone for calming. And I'm kind of, I can feel different chakras based on different stones. And so that one, just the whole body just goes calm. All right, so we're pulling out anything that's blocking us from grounding today. Anything that, any front loose energies in our field that are taking us out of the I am, taking us out of who we are as the source energy of creating our own universe based on our vibrations today. And anybody else, we're not going to allow anybody else to fling poop at us either. That's the other thing you have to realize, is the converse end of all this is, as you start waking into your frame, right, and seeing yourself through your real eyes and not your traumatized eyes, and seeing how your patterns are, your trauma patterns and your trauma reactive patterns. And once you start seeing all that, you're going to start seeing others as clear as a bell, right? Like we saying when we're parking cars, you're not going to allow for that anywhere in your universe. Just like me parking cars there, I'm not. You won't allow for it at the grocery store or anywhere else, because you're going to stand in your frame, and it's going to be. It can get to be kind of fun in a twisted way when people are, excuse me, really, I don't. I love you, but not your trauma. And when you start pointing that out to people, because generally speaking, the whole world is just nothing but one giant trauma reaction, right? Think about this a second. Would we really have wars if we were in trauma? No, not in a million years. It's literally, war is a traumatic reaction, right? It's somebody's ego, somebody feeling small, somebody something, and right. But it's not a rational thought. It's not a rational idea. But when we do have war, right, it's generally going to be triggered what? By somebody's ego, somebody's trauma, somebody's unhealed something, right? Can't be healed and be like, yeah, let's just zip zap a million people. Not in a million years, right? So yeah, exactly. You're not going to be in a pattern of that. So that's the thing. What patterns are you seeing in yourself and others? And exactly. It's as if Adolf there had done the work, then exactly he would have seen his patterns there. Oh, wait a minute. Why am I so against wait a minute, what's going on? And so could it just be my mother all the way around? And traumatic reactions all the way based, but you got it right. Exactly. It's not. All right, so we're going to seal this off here and close out in just a moment, guys. What's blocking you? If obviously you can go back tomorrow or go back to yesterday's and watch Trista with her tuning forks. That'll clear pretty much anything that's blocking you, at least vibrationally. Now, what's patterns in your mind? That's a different story. All right, let's seal this off. And we're going to close out with the group hug, guys. So stand strong in your I am and realize your patterns. And we're going to start to get more into shadow patterns and such here as I am in myself, and realizing the things that I've done. And of course, this is all sealed off, that I've done that have blocked me from creating the universe I want. So I sit here and want something, but then karmically do something opposite of that, right? How many have done that before? And then, right. So are you creating an inverse of your universe? That's the question. The universe you don't want, while sitting there in your head trying to create the universe you do want, but physically you're not creating it. More often than not, that's what we do, because we're misfired. We're firing from trauma in the physical, and so we don't create our universe. And we misfire our universe. We wake up to realizing at some point that we created what we don't want. I so needed this. Oh, Gina, thank you. Grateful. Kids movie, K-pop Huntress, Demon Slayer. Millie, maybe you have heard of nine age-ish children. All right, so let's close this out with a group hug. Yeah, I definitely haven't heard of it, because I don't have any children. But I haven't seen a Disney movie or anything in like years. I mean, unless you count Star Wars, but that's Lucas, but Disney bought it. I watched with my daughters. It was good. There you go. Cool. All right, guys, we're going to close this out with a group hug, as we do on each and every show here. It's a little bit different each show, though. And so left arm up to the person to your left. Right arm up to the person to your right. And yeah, grateful and thankful. All right, so here we go, guys. Take our hearts here as we have our arms up on each of our shoulders here. We take our heart, make a big circle here like you see in rugby, or maybe in Australian rules football, which I never could figure out. Well, in rugby, but you ever watch Australian rules football? It's like a whole nother universe. Even the people look different, right? They're all like Samoan and from the Pacifica area, right? But yeah, there we go. But so yeah, as we take our love out of our left hand, right, like our heart, we spin it around from each and every one of us. So it comes out of our left hand and goes through my shoulders and through you and your shoulders to the next person and all the way around. As we spin up faster and faster, we spin our hearts up like the Large Hadron Collider. We spin up faster into one bigger energy and one big heart. We take that one big heart that each of us are now carrying through each and every one of us, and we connect it like a reverse tornado into the greater source field. And we see everybody in the greater source field in love and peace. And we see each and every one of us here in love and peace. And we see everybody today stepping forward in the I am, but creating the I am through our positive, loving selves, seeing where we are karmic, seeing where we are blocking ourselves today. We're stepping forth in the energy of love, in the energy of flow, and in the energy of creation today. And we are seeing where we are karmically blocking those creative paths. We are karmically blocking ourselves from energetics that would move our universe forward. And when we are spinning our wheels, like sitting on a sit and spin and just going in circles all day long, we see that for each and every one of us. And we see where we can take opportunities to move our universes forward into the lives that we truly and utterly really desire and want, but are karmically not creating for some reason or another. We see ourselves standing strong in the energy of the I am, realizing that we are the source vibrational energy that is creating the universes that we either choose to create or choose to allow others to create for us. We stand in that frame, seeing each and every one of our universes how we choose to, with the joys that we choose to see, with the accomplishments that we choose to create for ourselves, with the goals that we choose to fulfill. And we stand strong in what we are looking for, in the futures that we want for ourselves, the love that we want for ourselves, the finances we want for ourselves, the joy, the peace, and the passion we want for each and every one of us, for ourselves. We stand strong in that, standing in the I am, allowing that to wash over us, allowing that to be who we are, taking the karmic self, the patterns that we have, and seeing those for what they are as blocking us from that pattern, from the I am, and from the joy and the truth that we really are and the life that we really want. We stand strong in the new, and we take those patterns that have been blocking us, those karmic energies, those thoughts, those ways of being that are no longer serving and are being negative or being unuseful to our universes any further. And we take those energies and we release those energies today and step forward in the strength of love, in the strength of peace, and in the strength knowing that we have it within us to create the universe we truly want if we step out of our way. We see everybody in the greater source field stepping out of their way today to create those universes themselves and realizing that they are the source they've been looking for, that they are the love they've been looking for, that they are the I am, and that anything else, karmically or otherwise, is just patterns that they've set up and we've set up. What? To protect us and to keep us in the small story. With that, we see Mother Gaia, of course, with no X's or O's in the sky. And of course, we see no plastics, no forever chemicals or anything else on Mother Gaia's surface or in her water and skies as well. We see each and every one of us standing in that I am frame, standing in the joy today, creating the awesomeness that we are looking for and moving our universes forward, however we each see that. And with that, we say, hallelujah, so it is, and so it shall be. Shoo, shoo, whoo. Shelly, Neil. All right, guys. There we go. Fight demon bet. I am that I am. Peace. Thanks again. Ishi Josh is discussed. Judge not and love unconditionally. No condition. Exactly. You are the love. So the only conditions that generally we put on love are conditions based on our traumas and our fears. Or our doubts, our unworthiness. That's another one we'll tie into our love. All right, guys, as you go out today, stay awesome. Create the universe that you're looking for. Have a day as amazing as you are. Of course, I will see you all in the next. Today is Thursday, so I know Teresa's live at 3 o'clock. I don't know if Krista's live at 12, 12:30, or 1, but somewhere around there, if she is going live, she will be there. And Victor, of course, in his amazement, at 7 p.m., actually 8 p.m. my time, which would be 10 o'clock Eastern time. And anybody else that's going live today, I think Hershey's going live today with maybe with crime readings, maybe. And I'm not sure otherwise, guys, but stay awesome because you are. And if Jimena goes live, it will be at 2 o'clock her time or noon my time. If Jimena is going live, I don't know. And that's about it, guys. Stay awesome. Stay amazing because you are. And I will see you all in the next. And of course, Saturday. Save Your Duncans Saturday. Chloe will be live. Not Mesmerex with her crystal sale. Here we go, guys. Goldie. I'll pin that. There we go. Right now. Much love, Victor. Thank you. Tina, love you. Yeah, same time, same channel. It's just after Truth Wave. Same time, same channel, different crystals. Linda, live now. Let's go.